All right, welcome back. Today I'm reviewing this tool, which I've had on my to-do list for quite a while. Probably had this tool for about a year-ish, maybe. Good tool. One of the top of the line ATEQ tools. They do have a tablet format. I don't see many additional benefits to having that, except for having a bigger screen. Something bigger to hold just means something heavier to drop and a more expensive screen to replace, I think. These tools I find are quite durable with the big rubber sleeves that they come on. This is the VT57. There's similar ones out there, that the Schrader S57. That's actually the same tool. I don't really see any difference, except for the S57 actually comes with a longer license. That one has a 5-year license. This one had, I'll have to open it up and look, 2 or 3 years. So anyway, this is what comes in it. You get your wall adapter, the USB plug in there, same sort of plugs that the 46 and the 56 had. It's that old sort of USB with the printer style port. Same also sort of TPMS module that those guys had. This one will actually work with those. Sorry, I say TPMS module, it's OBD2. And I think I commented in another video elsewhere how sometimes I find that this plug doesn't make good contact. You have to hold it or torque or push it a certain way or whatever. So what I usually do when I'm using it for that is I just have an OBD extension cable, and find it works a little bit better. So yeah, the OBD module, those are super expensive if it's just a flimsy plastic light thing, but don't lose it. It's just a standard Ethernet cable that you use to plug it into the tool. And still got my screen protector on here, although it's getting a bit scuffed, which is good because it's not the screen getting scuffed. But yeah, turn it on. Let's have a look at the tool. So, biggest upgrade from the 56 to the 57. Touchscreen. Very nice. I like that for programming, having to manually enter IDs. So the license expires in 2027, so that would have been a 3-year license. So this one I just got. I've had other ones of these though, 46 different names on them, whether it be Napa or Quick or Schrader, whatever. Anyway, this one has a 2-year license. I think this one had a 1-year license on it, but I'm not 100% on that one. That's just trying to connect the dots, looking at what it's at right now. So what's the big difference between these? Really, the 56 does a lot of the same things that the 57 does, but has the touchscreen. It probably has more memory, can hold more sensor bands. This one I think is probably an older version of the 56. There are a couple versions. I have seen an SE, 56 SE. There's a couple that are made for the auto industry, but these little notches here on the back of this one are sometimes round, sometimes square like this, and that matters for if you're using the docking station, where you get the printer that does the RF communication. This one also has that capability. I'm not sure I've seen the docking station, but they're same sort of size. So this one is round, but you can see the pins are different, right? They wouldn't even be compatible. This one has the slide-in type pins. This one has contact type pins that are round. So, yeah, must make a docking station, but set up to do it. But anyway, the tool has Wi-Fi. I don't believe the 56 had Wi-Fi However, it doesn't work. It will tell you that there's an update available, but if you actually try to do it, there's a full update and a fast update. Doesn't matter. Neither one of them works, which is really frustrating. I don't know why they put it in here. I've got 3 different versions of Wi-Fi in my house, and I've tried all of them. Basically, it just needs to be plugged in. It'll go through the process, it'll download files, and it kicks out. I find it very frustrating. Why you list a feature on a tool and sell a tool when the feature doesn't work? Take it out or make it work. To be honest, I don't want to harp on the negatives too bad, but really for the value and cost of one of these tools, other manufacturers like ATEQ and ATEL, like their ITS 600, they're more expensive tools. They're not wired anymore. They use Bluetooth. And both of those tools, if you see my other videos, I'm going to be doing reviews on those too. I've got some information on the ITS 600 now, but there'll be more coming. They also scan the Bluetooth Tesla sensors, the new ones. This one doesn't, because it doesn't have Bluetooth. So yeah, service function wise, they're this VIN scan, it's actually pretty slick when you use it. I do like it. You can see that you just do that on the barcode of the vehicle, and it's usually inside the driver door. Some vehicles I've found, the newer ones, don't have it. It doesn't scan every vehicle, but a lot of vehicles that I've tried it on, it does work, and it's quick. But yeah, so you pick a vehicle. The service functions in this one, so it does the OBD relearn, the manual relearn. It'll give you some diagnostic trouble codes related to TPMS. This is an unlock for Toyotas only. Key fob, part number, and some help. So if I look at the 56, it'll be the exact same screen. So let's go to try and get rid of the glare. Service. I've already got this one set up. Toyota 4Runner 2010. I just randomly picked one, right? So same options, nothing different. So what do you get for the extra money? You get a newer tool, you get a touch screen, which is handy, I like that, and more memory in the tool. So this one probably keeps more information about what you have programmed historically. You have to save it though. There's a handful I've got in here that I've saved. Statistics. Triggers. Relearns. And usage. So if I look at the history on this one, same sort of stuff. Not much in there. Oh, there is. And usage. Yeah, it's funny. I guess I haven't done a relearn with this because I certainly haven't done, what is that? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billion, 4 billion relearns. Software updates, I feel like there's been more than 2, but anyway. Maybe that's because they haven't had an update. I'm just updating the different sensors. Yeah, so number of sensors that it's got in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16 a page. 32. 40. 1, 2, 3, 44. currently. I think the most recent add to this one was probably this Z sensor, and the A2Z 2024 got added last year. So good selection of brands of sensors. I generally think it does good with programming. Sometimes I have seen, not just with this one, but any ATEQ, not so much the older ones. You do a copy of sensors from OBD, and occasionally one of the sensors will not write or read the code or write the code properly. One of the two things is getting goofed up. When you read the OBD again, usually it gets it correct. Program it again, usually it corrects that. Scan it again, and it should match. So I always double check my work when I'm doing programming, and I usually use multiple brands of tools just to cross check. I have seen some cases where one brand will find it works, and if you see my videos, I've got 3 or 4 cases on there where this happens. One brand says it works, 2 brands say it worked maybe, and I'm not saying these are different brands, they're not, they're all made by ATEQ, but some will say they do and other ones will find they don't.